It's just true.
Pier, did you notice?
Always.
Bring the meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Full house today. Let's do a roll call.
Harry,
Here.
Eden,
Here.
Wong. Petulski,
Here.
Boslooper,
Here.
Wakeman,
Here.
Mayor Gardner.
Here. Thank you very much. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda and the minutes from September?
I'll make a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda along with items A and B as presented and waive the reading.
Support.
We have a motion. We have support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none? Motion carried. What's that?
Thank you.
Meeting, okay. Meeting in a second, and Counselor Wong is here. Apologies. Just in time, no problem. These day jobs kind of get in the way of real business sometimes.
Just a little bit.
Do I have a motion for the bills and warrants?
I'll make a motion to approve bills of warrant number 14241 paid in the amount of $12,407.22, along with bills of warrant number 14242 unpaid in the amount of $10,500.10, and lastly, the Visa in the amount of $1,659.74 as presented. Waive the reading.
Support.
We have a motion, we have support. Any discussion? If not, we'll do a roll call vote.
Petulski,
Yes.
Wong,
Yes.
Wakeman,
Yes.
Boslooper,
Yes.
Eden,
Yes.
Harry,
Yes.
Mayor Gardner.
Yes, thank you very much. Motion carried. We don't have any presentations. Moving on to the mayor's report. Some of this will be covered more in the old business, but with cooler weather forecast, the swim buoys are out and the beach has been groomed for the last time for this season. Dave Gouts noted that we need to invest in new swim buoys next year. One came loose last month sometime and is not repairable. It washed up on the beach. Others are in really bad shape. One of them was sinking. They're all quite old and really have reached the end of their duty cycle. Just something we need to look at going into this winter. Dave is going to put together pricing for those along with the replacing the chains that anchor them down. And it's an expense we're going to have before next year. It's one of the reasons that we do charge for parking, 'cause things like this, it costs money. Also, our beach rake is gonna need some maintenance. There's a chain and some sprockets and related parts that need to replace on that. With that, it's overall in good shape, but these things are worn out. We're gonna have to replace those. And again, that's where people ask, where does my money go for the parking? That's where it goes. It's expensive to maintain that beach, and we appreciate people that do pay for the parking and enjoy that beautiful space, and that's how we keep it that way. We'll be looking at budget amendments when we have more information on what it's going to cost, if needed. On the economic front, work at the two cannabis sites. Permitting is in progress and work is progressing nicely. We do have a public hearing scheduled for October 21st to consider the site plan for the Bose site there, which is former dynamic building there. And the site plan process, there's special use requirements with a site plan, with a marijuana site plan use. And the public hearing is to give the public a chance to weigh in, and then the planning commission will consider, go line by line to make sure they meet all of those special use requirements. So if you're interested in that, that is a special meeting, October 21st for the planning commission at 6 p.m. The permits for the EV charging station, that's been long delayed, but it looks like they're on track to begin work at the end of this month or early November to begin installing those. It's part of the NEVI program. It's about a $400 and some thousand grant awarded to install those chargers. There'll be 4 chargers with 8 plugs, DC fast chargers. So we're looking forward to seeing that. Moving on to the city administrator, we have our subcommittee members who stepped up, and I really appreciate that. I think giving a lot of thought and looking at the requirements of the previous administrators, it's been several years since we had one. Things have changed. There's things that are relevant, and there are several things in the job description from before that really we've moved on from that. We've grown beyond that. What I'd really like to see is worked into that position would be a director of economic and community development. That this is kind of where we could be more effective. We have a lot of things going. We have a great master plan going. Develop those responsibilities in this position, economic development and community development. I patterned that off of other cities like Monroe. We've been able to work closely with them. They have a fantastic director up there who is always willing to help in that any way that we need. Prioritizing that, I think that'll bring a lot of things together. I think we're really on the cusp of really becoming a great community with the development. We have a little bit of a financial base. We've been defined by a former coal community. It's time to put that behind us, move ahead to really a more vibrant city. And we are well on our way to doing that. I think the administrator, those responsibilities for an administrator, along with the other duties that will be needed. I'm sure we could fill that position with responsibilities that would take 3 or 4 people to do, and we got to narrow it down to a part-time position. So we'll prioritize those things and get the most for our money going forward. And I really thank the committee members for stepping up.
Can we request the former job responsibilities?
Yes, I have that. I'll send that out.
Thank you.
It's a template for a performance review for the city administrator. I did some editing to it. Charlie looked at it, and we had some input on it. We're going back and forth. I'll send everything we got to you.
Can we get the original too?
Oh, yeah, yep.
The unedited version?
Yep,
Thank you.
yes. Yep, we'll get all of that out. That's all I have for... That's all I have for now. Any questions? Okay. This is from...
I apologize. So
Okay.
that's a very high level, just write up based on what Neil and some input from Connie as well. But I'd like to take a step and just hone in on that as a portion of that old business whenever we have time and it's appropriate.
Okay,
I sent Charlie in the mayor some information before we decide to do this too, if you wanna look at that.
Perfect.
There's, input from other people, Derek Welton and that.
I would love that, actually. Thank you.
Yep, and I have all those in one file, so we'll get those out and bring it, I'm very eager to start that process. I think it's a great thing for the city. We don't have a police report, we do have a fire department incident report. Everybody had a chance to look that over. They are busy and have been busy. We really thank them. They are truly heroes. The building report looks very good. If you notice the bottom line on that, $700 and some $1,000 in investment in the city. That's very good. We like to see that. That's all good news. It shows the direction we're heading. Moving on to committee reports. DDA. I don't think we have anything. Do you have anything to add from last meeting?
Just a small amendment from the prior approved minutes included the renewal of our membership for the MDA.
Oh, okay. Yep. Very good. And I know there's a little bit of progress. They've got some quotes for the concrete work, and Joe is putting that together now. Yeah, I think he just got them today. So we had 2 contractors look, and they'll have a report on that. Parks and Rec. Diana, is there?
Well, our meeting's next week.
Okay.
I do know that we're still waiting on our permanent pickleball nets. They haven't come in, but they're using the portable, and there's a group playing at 10:30 on Sundays, if anyone wants to go down on Sunday. So they're using the court already, which is great to see. We're working with Kelly Harper for the trunk or treat, the 15th at 6.
Okay.
And we're also working on the Veterans Day Parade, which they have passed over to Parks and Rec. So that's coming along. And Farmer Bob has agreed to be our Grand Marshal.
Oh, okay.
Bob
Schwartz.
Bob
Yep.
Schwartz.
Tomato Bob.
Yes.
A man worthy of that honor.
Yes.
He's a pillar of the community in Erie, and he's involved in the military.
Yeah, we're pleased to have him.
It'd be good to honor him and his service. Planning meeting. I kind of stole your thunder there. We got a special meeting coming up. Anything else you want to add,
No,
Shawnee?
not from the last meeting, no. But
Moving-
we already covered it, so.
Okay, moving on to lighthouse upgrades. Nothing new there. It's really murder trying to get quotes in. We have people that took measurements and doing it, and some are eager to get started, and others we have to get the whole plan in place before we can really proceed. The flooring people want to go right away, but they understand that we have to coordinate everything. Blight ordinance. Phil called me this week. I promised he would be here in this meeting in person. If you read the news of what's going on at the county level, he prepared his material to present to the judge. The judge, in that case, gave him an assignment that he has to have submitted for a court case today. So with all of that, he's working against a timeline before the next election. All of that means that he is working on it. He sent his apology. He's also dealing with some personal issues that I can't disclose here, but he is planning on being here at our next meeting. And we may have more business with him on that meeting also. So again, we will, he is working on it. He sends his apologies, and next meeting looks like we're gonna do it, because we're gonna maybe have some other business too that involves our attorney. with that, the committee can meet, and I would suggest elect a chair for the committee, if anybody wants to do that. And there are things we can do, and there's plenty we can do with our old ordinance. It's just separate, it's really divided up among 3 or 4 ordinances, and this new ordinance will combine everything in one. But the laws are there, and actually we've made a lot of progress. 2 of the decades-long problems houses were bought and are being completely refurbished. You'll see progress on that. 2 of them that are in the location that you see them when you first drive into the city. It will be good to see those 2. That will make a huge difference. The chief is working on blight in the city actively. It's almost a daily thing that he addresses and reports back on what they're finding and the improvements. And it's in the blight report, not this week, but last time. Library Foundation, I've reached out to 3 different people. I have 2 leads. One of them is supposed to call me in the next couple of days. It's 5 blocks that somehow deteriorated. The rest of the foundation looks fantastic. It's not a structural issue. It's a deterioration on those 5 blocks, and they deteriorated severely. One contractor he says, it looks like that's water damage. And in that spot, for some reason, got a lot of water damage. And it's really odd. I haven't seen anything like it. But we are working on getting estimates. One guess was about $800 to fix it. So it's really hard to get somebody in for jobs that small. The one contractor is actually doing work in the city, but he does complete foundations. He doesn't do just repair work like that. But he's the one that gave me the lead on somebody who will do it. Blight committee, we do need a chair for the blight committee, and I would like the blight committee to meet and recommend a chair for your committee. And part-time administrator position, I covered that in the mayor's report. Moving on to new business, the Chateau Louise fence request. I'll start off on that. Dave and Mike and I went over and looked at what's being proposed there. A fence to really limit traffic, limit people from parking in the parking lot at the Chateau and going over to the beach. It's a little harder if they got to walk around the fence and walk right by the back door. That's part of it. It's a decorative fence, I understand. Dave Gouts looked at the location that's along the property line. The problem is we have a storm sewer that runs down there, and that's not a good location for that fence. Dave suggested would move it out a couple of feet into the right-of-way. It doesn't impede the right-of-way at all. It's still closer to the parking lot than it is to the bike lane there where it's paved. There's still the grass section between the bike lane and the fence. So per Dave's recommendation, Mike's, everybody looked in agreement. Because it's in the right-of-way, it needs council's approval to put it there. It's just in a better spot than where it would normally be put, right inside the property line, because our water line runs right underneath that spot. Anything you'd like to add to that?
Well, part of it too was the security of the parking, and
Yes.
secondly is it's like been crazy with kids riding their motorized scooters through the curbs, or people with their bicycles, and we have a full parking lot with a lot of older people, and I always worry about them. So a lot of it's safety, part of it's safety, and then security. Because Nancy and I don't want to have to sit down there for 15 hours a day to say, hey, can't park here. Well, I don't want to pay to park. Yeah, and then get yelled at. So yeah, that's a good part. And not even that, it's not that high up, and it's beautiful, and it's just going to beautify the area and location of our business.
you
Any,
guys, I don't know what it is.
are there any questions about that?
Yes.
All right.
Give me a minute. The letter says east side, but the drawing looks like you're gonna do the north side too.
Yeah, but the east side is the only place that we're going to
Yep.
have to impede into.
Understood.
Yep. Yeah,
Just
we-
clarifying that it
In
is
an L shape, yeah.
the whole L there. And then secondly, it looks like what kind of gate is that? I can't read it.
It's the
It's
same
in
height as
blue.
the rest, it's just that it's on wheels. So it means that we're gonna have a pedestrian area that you can cross through by the patio that's there, so people can bring their strollers and everything through.
Right, the
And
5
then you'll
foot.
have a partial 16 foot and then a 16 foot opening. So at nighttime or on Mondays that we don't want people coming in, if they do, we can roll it shut and that's it.
So the 16
So
foot
for
op,
security, yeah,
the 16 foot opening is for traffic.
yes,
Right.
Right?
that's cool, yep.
But from my measurements, that would be farther north than your actual asphalt approach really is.
Do you have the drawing of it?
I have the map and the drawing.
Yeah, so again,
You got a 24 foot, you got 5 feet for people in strollers to get through, right?
we're
then
in the
you're saying-
crosswalk, yep.
Then you're saying 24 foot north is fence.
It would be, yep,
And that's right where your entrance is. And then you're saying 16 foot for an opening. It seems like your opening, based on those dimensions, is gonna be in the grass, not on the asphalt opening.
it's not though. I mean,
Okay.
if you go down there and measure it, trust me, I've been down there with my tape measure multiple times.
I
and-
just did.
Yeah, down there.
I can measure on a map.
No, Neil, I know you can, or, Mr. Waitman, if you, again,
I just wanna make sure that you're not creating a new
no,
approach.
matter of fact,
Our approach is huge as it is.
It is.
So we're trying to condense it, but then the fence is going to go, it's going to slide, towards the south.
because as a matter of fact, I contacted the company because they had it too close going north, and I said, no, I need the measurement, because I have the original here in my drawing that they did. They actually started it with it too far this way, and I wanted it farther back towards the patio area. So on the drawing that was redone, this one with the red, it shows them that we will have 24 foot from 4 foot here, 24 foot, the gate will 16 will go into that and give you 16, plus you'll still have more to where you would drive in. Plenty of room.
Very good.
Now,
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Cause it is, I raised it earlier this year. It was in the summer, where the stones and stuff where your landscape is for people, for pedestrians and the kids that do ride the bikes, not to cut through, but walking up to the beach or just local kids that run that whole area because of the gas station. There's nowhere for them to walk on there, because of the way the landscaping goes and the stones and stuff.
That they can use our patio, that's what.
They are,
that's what-
they can.
Oh, yeah, because.
You can't ride your bike on a city sidewalk.
Well,
that's
no,
illegal.
but a lot of the
You can't
kids
take
and the
your bikes
moms
in
with
there.
the strollers, so when you
Right,
say the
yeah.
strollers, these are the strollers you're referring to, not just
Well,
business?
And also in addition to
We
that
already-
spot.
Yeah, we already have that spot that we
We're
had to do
also-
originally.
Yes, we're also leaving it open to where when people drive in, you still also can walk there too. Because
Okay.
sometimes they'll leave our establishment, walk out that way, why go back up through our patio when they can just cut across? We're
Right.
just trying to make it easy for everybody.
Okay,
yeah.
thank
And-
you.
Thank you, no, thank you.
That's a good point, because I get a lot of questions about that. We've never had a sidewalk there. We've had like a grassy, muddy patch there before, but not a sidewalk
Right.
on that area. And that intersection is very, very problematic for pedestrians. If you walk to the end of, or like the intersection on that side of the road, it's a very dangerous pedestrian crossing. So we've looked at that before with engineers, and it's really problematic. It's best to cross on the other side of Harold Drive rather than
Well, that's where there's an
at the
actual
corner of the
sidewalk
building.
that goes all the way down. Our
Yes,
side, there's not.
You're right, right.
It's never been a sidewalk.
and-
You have to cross that street. Yeah.
And I've heard people say that your building's too close to the road, and I agree with you that our road's too close to the building because the building was there first, and then we built our road.
Thank you for correcting that.
We would never, nobody would design an intersection that way, but in 125, 130 years, things change. And that's what we're with. Maybe this is a candidate for a road safety audit grant through SEMCOG. Do that in the future, because it's always gonna be, just the way it's angled and everything, it's problematic, but I have to defend that we never had a sidewalk there in the first place. People say, well, we gave up our sidewalk. Well, no, we didn't. We never had one there. And it's a problematic intersection, and we should,
We might
Look
not
at
have had
making
a
it safer.
sidewalk there before, but we've probably never had the amount of foot
Right.
traffic and outside people coming to the city as what we have these
Correct.
days. So being that it is an issue, rather than continually watch people walking and riding their bikes into oncoming traffic around the corner, it should
Right.
be something that we do look into as for a solution.
yes, and SEMCOG does offer road safety audits, and we'll apply for that, because I think that's a prime candidate for that, because it's a hard one
It
to
is.
solve.
Well, I think that's why we invested in that stop sign.
Right, and that
Yeah.
does help.
And
Yeah.
then push for the other stop signs, because there was never, I mean,
Right.
it was horrible before. So
And
now
then
we have
Yes.
a full
And
stop.
when
Yeah.
Nancy and I put in the patio there, we also paid to have that cut off to go, and also the blind orange plate
Yes.
that they put in,
Yep.
and we did all that to make everything code to where it has to be. I mean, we
Yep.
didn't technically, we just, right.
And that's great there, but like I said, it doesn't stop everybody from just walking around in the street and around the
Something, I
corner.
would've done it. I mean,
I
tell
know.
me what you need me to do, I'll do it.
Us that have been
Right.
here and watched the changes,
Yeah.
you guys have done a remarkable
Yes.
I
job
appreciate
Yeah.
that.
at changing that whole area up, and it's absolutely beautiful.
Now,
Yes.
going back to the opening, it's still, you apply for a permit, correct, for the fence?
Oh, yes.
And then, so the building office will take care of the egress, and
Yes.
they'll make sure everything is up to code there and looks good before they sign off on it too. Our decision tonight is whether we're gonna allow it to be in the right of way. Does that make sense?
When you're looking at it, is the fence gonna pretty much line up with the fence that you already have
Yes.
there? Just a continuation?
It didn't look right, and they wouldn't do it.
Okay.
One straight line, and then the L shape in the back.
Great.
Any questions on that? Moving on to healthcare coverage. Now, this one is complicated. And the sheets don't make it a whole lot easier, but everything's there. I'll need some help from Charlie. We've run into some difficulties. We used to just go with Paramount, and that's what the employees wanted. It worked good for us. It was in the right price range. As you know, the healthcare industry is constantly changing, and that may not be the case anymore, because we have employees that will not, their doctors are not covered. We don't know what kind of coverage they're gonna get with Paramount. They have not signed an agreement with their current doctors. So, and then the price is going up significantly, and there are several other issues there. Charlie, do you want to elaborate on that?
I gave you another handout because with Paramount, currently we're covering the employees and the retirees, including a retiree's spouse. So if we remain with Paramount, all of the people being covered will continue to be covered. So that's what this one is showing. It's, goes from the 87 up to the 101. However, since we've had a lot of discussion about not staying with Paramount, if we move to a different insurance, the employees and the retirees will be covered, but not the spouse. So that's why I've given you options on what it would cover, what would need to be covered, or what that spouse's coverage would be. So the stapled page just shows, without the retiree spouse on it. We really do not want Paramount. We're hoping to get Blue Cross Blue Shield. And then there's 3 options for the employee spouse on the second page.
Okay, and
Can I ask a question real quick?
sure,
Is there a different policy or is it the same policy for employees versus retirees?
With Paramount, it was the same policy.
Okay, so
They-
retirees would still be listed as employees?
it's a different kind of program, especially after they turn 65.
I was just wondering because I seen that D. Perrin was still listed as an employee.
Yeah, with Paramount, they're all together. But with, if we move to a different company, Dee will still be there because she's still under, because she is the retiree. And one of the things she wanted to make sure you knew that isn't shown in these quotes is that her husband turned 65 in February. So he's really just going to be covered for the December, January time period. And then he moves on to Medicare.
But we're not covering her as employee, right?
No,
We've had this discussion. She's
She's-
1099. If
Yes,
she works.
yes.
Okay.
Right, but she's still,
It's just how they
she's on
write
her
it.
retirement.
It's just how they write it here.
Okay.
Right, and Paramount will cover the spouses under a group plan. The other ones will not, and it has to go to Marketplace. Paramount doesn't cover Marketplace in Michigan. So that's where it also gets complicated.
Did
Trying-
she retire with the contract to cover the spouse?
It's,
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you.
So how many spouses are we covering? Because this only says one, that Trudy.
We would be covering 2 spouses, 1 for 2 months.
Okay,
And
so it's,
So like 1.5.
oh, too much.
1.25.
until they turn 60.
So if we cover them for the 2 months though, do we have to pay for the full allotted year?
no,
No.
they charge you on a monthly basis.
It is month to month?
Yep,
Yes.
and it'll
And-
drop
And
off,
this is all the insurances or just Paramount?
All of them,
all of them,
And
yeah.
this has already been checked?
yes,
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
yes.
So is there, I mean, I know you said that you guys are hoping for Blue Cross Blue Shield, and we have quite a huge jump between our current Paramount premium and the renewal cost, and then Blue Cross Blue Shield is even higher than that. Aetna comes in at quite a bit lower. Could you please explain what the issue is with Aetna, or why that is not what you're wanting?
We were advised by everyone involved to not go with Aetna.
I know a lot of people with Aetna and are satisfied with Aetna.
Um,
Good insurance.
Yes, it is.
We, for our needs and for our employees, and what Stapleton even told us, is the cost for the employee goes up significantly. The city might save some money, but the employees pay a lot more.
So the
But,
copay is more.
Yes,
but the city
It's
needs
not
to save
showing it
money.
here.
I don't want to throw our employees.
This
Well,
is 80/50.
I will share this. I did the math. I looked at how much we have budgeted for 25-26. It's a little over 80,000. And if we were to go with Blue Cross Blue Shield, by the time we ended the year, we would be at a little over 75,000 in expenses. So it is in the budget.
How would you be at 75 when this is saying 89?
Because we pay 20%. The city pays 80%, the
Oh.
employees pay 20.
Yeah, looking at the doctors and the needs, I wouldn't really, I would not be willing to throw, just get them the cheapest coverage that doesn't meet their needs and costs a lot more out of their pocket. Our employees stuck with us through some really tough times, and I think it would really be throwing them under the bus.
But
by
when I look
giving
at
them-
these deductibles, it looks like Blue Cross Blue Shield is higher. Is it up here?
Yeah.
3,000 and 6,000 compared to 2 and 4 of the other ones.
That it is.
Is it the specialty that we're looking at through Blue Cross and Aetna? Is that what we're doing? Is it the specialty doctors that is the concern?
I believe that is definitely,
I do know for one of our current employees, specialty doctors,
Because that does make a
Yeah.
difference, and being, I've
It's
worked with health insurances. Aetna's still one of the top insurances, but Blue Cross Blue Shield is the best. So I will agree with why you would want that if you're looking into specialty.
yeah, and I think they're talking with the provider and looking at their real healthcare needs,
Okay,
and that does make a difference.
yeah, okay.
Any discussion on that?
So whatever, are we going, after tonight, are you just going to move forward, choose an insurance and go with it? Or is this something that Joy, Amanda, and myself are going to be brought into
they're gonna be voting on it tonight.
tonight?
Yes. It expires at the end of November.
Okay.
Do you think you have enough information to you feel confident, or what are your? We
Who are you talking to?
you
Oh.
do you think? Yeah,
No, I know,
I mean we could.
no, if
Postpone
we
it?
need to do this tonight, I
Yeah.
have an idea of what's going on.
Okay,
So, let's go, let's move
Okay.
forward.
all right. I want to make sure everybody has what they need to make a good decision. With that, that's all we have on new business. We'll move on to the community input. If you would like to address council, you're welcome to do that. The floor is open. We like to hear from our residents, good or bad. We like to hear what, if you can come up and just state your name and where you live.
Way in the back. Brandon
Here.
Bates, high school principal over Mason. Just wanted to invite all the veterans and their families to our Veterans Day breakfast on November 11th from 8 to 9 in the high school library. And our high school band is really excited about participating in your Veterans Day parade. If you haven't been to a football game, our band is the largest that we've had since I've been principal, and they sound great. So something we're really proud of.
Fantastic.
How many?
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
How many are in the band?
Roughly about 25, I think. And there's
Excellent.
about 80 between 5th through 8th grade.
Wow.
Huge numbers. Mr.
Great.
Johnson's doing a great job.
Great, great. That's really good to hear. Appreciate that. Dave?
Dave Davison, 4404 Center First Street, Luna Pier. Want to talk about the blight. I know you said this, but Phil is not getting the job done. You hired Phil and fired our previous city lawyer because you said you couldn't get a hold of him. He didn't get something done in 5 days, is what you said, the reason that you fired him. And then, without council's permission, you went and hired Goldsmith. Without them even knowing, the other council members that, some of you weren't here when this went on. But you hired Phil Goldsmith, fired Phil Costello, because you said you couldn't get a hold of him for 5 days. He was on vacation. Phil has got some problems going on. I know that. But there's also other lawyers in his firm that if he can't get the job done for the city of Luna Pier, have one of those other lawyers in his firm get this stuff done. It's not that hard to do. It's not that complicated. But you're talking about the city and how it's being vibrant and this and this. There's places in this city that look like crap. One is, I don't know how many council members been down to the marina, okay? There's weeds growing that high all over the place down there. There's boats that have been sitting there dry rotting for years and years. You know, and there's still blight around town. You know, and I know there were some people that volunteered months ago to be on the blight committee. But evidently they weren't good enough to be on that committee, or they weren't wanted on that committee. Something has to be done with the blight. And if it's going, you know, Phil was supposed to be here tonight. That's one of the reasons I'm here. I haven't been in a while. But I was told that the city attorney was going to be here to talk about the blight. Guess what? He doesn't show up again. You know, how long are you guys going to put up with this? How long do the residents of the city of Luna Pier, the ones y'all work for, how long are they put up with the blight? Something has to be done. And it needs to be done sooner than later. You know, if Phil can't get the job done, then someone else in his firm, or we look elsewhere to get this done. How many years have we been going on? A lot. That's my say.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
The floor is open. All right, Marilyn.
Marilyn Foster, 4360 South Fifth Street. And I'd like to support and reiterate exactly what he just said. Every time there's a question, there's an excuse why it's not done. Maybe he has an issue now, but it's been close to a year. And every time it gets brought up, it's this is wrong, or someone else needs, or, you know, yes, he's focusing on what else is going on with, you know, the trucking company and all that. You know, I wasn't born yesterday. It's embarrassing for you to sit there and say these things because nobody believes you. I'm being honest with you, and Jim, I like you. Nobody believes you anymore because he just doesn't do what he's supposed to do, or there's some other hidden agenda that we're unaware of that he's dragging his feet for other reasons. But it's absurd. And when you say you're moving forward, I don't see it. I don't see it. You take a look at, I'm not just caring about my neighborhood, but that's the neighborhood I see mostly. You drive down Lakewood and you look to your left, and there are houses that are dilapidated, windows falling in. I can't even imagine how many feral cats are living in the house on 8th Street. But, you know, there's always an excuse. There's always a reason. Just get the damn job done. And yes, you say there's already something in writing and all that. There's no meat to it. There's nothing. It's just like, oh, here's a ticket, come on. So stop trying to get us to look elsewhere, because I'm not going to. I'm absolutely not going to. I've been around a long time. I worked for a city 90 times bigger than this. And I know when I feel like I'm just getting snowballed, and I won't allow it. So I like everything about this city and everything, but this is a problem, and it's a problem for the people who live here. And you're right, you got DDA and all these other committees out there working real hard to get everything done. But no one's doing that. We got places where fences are falling over on the sidewalk because it got hit 2 years ago. So, come on. And it just,
Now, can I ask a question though? You have the floor, but can I ask a
yes, you
question?
can.
Are you gonna meet with a committee? Is the committee going to meet? Because I recommended before.
I'm not on the committee.
uh,
When you say committee, I don't know who this
No.
committee is. There, as far
We-
as I know, there
I'll
isn't one.
Bring back, we appointed a Blake committee and Mark Donnelly was the
Yeah,
chair.
and he left because he couldn't get anywhere.
Because he did not, I told him to meet with the committee because there's a lot of progress they can make. He refused. He said, we're not doing anything till the blight ordinance.
I have to
And-
excuse myself from this
Yeah.
because he's my nephew,
Yeah.
and I'm very fond of him,
Oh,
and I have another side of what I think.
yeah.
He did. He met with the police, he met with different people. All anybody has ever asked for is a new ordinance, so there's some teeth in it, and then they can go out and start working on it. That's the one and only thing. And that came from planning before when, they moved, her husband here, that was.
Amber and Ford.
Yes. He was pushing it. And every time it's the same thing. Why is, Jim, let's be honest, why is that ordinance not written? I'm not gonna put, I have no right to ask you that. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, come on now.
Yep.
That's all anybody's been looking for, that's all Mark was looking for. But you got no meat in anything, so you're not gonna do it the same thing again? We need to move on. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? We'll move to,
I have a question.
Uh,
Trilby Crown 4423 Oak. So you don't have an ordinance wrote right now?
we do.
Yay or nay? So, but you're redoing it?
Yeah.
So how are you ticketing people then if the ordinance isn't?
It's there. And it's
Who's,
enforceable.
did I ask her?
I really don't turn it into
So,
a back and
curious.
forth, but
I know, so I'm curious then, you do have an ordinance right now, you're rewriting it to suit all the people? What?
to bring them,
Yes.
well, actually, we're condensing, it's spread into like 3, maybe 4 different ordinances. We're bringing them all under one ordinance, so it's easier to locate violations
Okay,
under one ordinance instead of
so,
spread across 3.
you know, and I'm not very smart, but I'm curious as to how are you ticketing people then if your ordinance, do you know what I'm saying? And then who's on the blight committee? I'm curious, because honest to God, as I stand here, sure as shit, nobody that has just moved out here should be on that committee.
There is no committee.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Well, but you said you
Yeah,
appoint,
we
yeah.
appointed a committee.
Okay, so there is.
Can we
We
have,
didn't-
no,
we have the name of the?
Yeah, I wanna know
who's
who's
on
on
the
it.
committee?
Who's
I don't
on it?
know. I don't know them.
There
see,
is.
so obviously there is no committee and that's why they're complaining.
I'll go back and check the record and find it. but-
Mayor, you said you
we-
do have,
Yes, I'll go back and check the record and make
so if
sure
I
I'm
come down
telling the
tomorrow,
right
you'll be able
people.
to tell me who's on the
Yes.
committee, cause I'm
It's
telling
in
you,
the, it's in the
people-
record, it'll be on previous
somebody
meetings.
that's lived here for a very short time shouldn't even be on that.
Anybody can be on it.
Anybody
I
can
mean,
be on
Wouldn't it be nice to just have somebody that just moved in and can see what's wrong and wanna help to fix than nobody at all?
I don't know what they're saying, what's wrong. I mean, yeah, so somebody's got a dilapidated fence, big deal. Don't you got
Well,
other things to worry about? Seriously, look at the speeders down here on Harold Drive. I got a pedophile living behind me, a sex offender with kids. So, you know, what's going on there? I know they're okay, it's okay, because it's not in you guys' neighborhood. But what I'm saying is, why?
The same could be said for the blight. The people who have it next door to it aren't okay with it any more than you're okay
Well,
with
yeah,
having a
look, you drive
pedophile
around
behind
here and
you.
look at that Hartzell's Market. Look at that store. It's a dump.
Mm-hmm.
Is something gonna be done about that too? I mean, God,
It'll be
Chateau
addressed
took
in the
care
new
of theirs,
ordinance.
and that looks great. And I remember it back in the 70s. And you know, So no, it looks wonderful, but what about that store? And then you go out behind the beach cafe, which I love that. I know my time's up, but I'm just saying, you know, focus on the bigger things. What was the deal with that? And I'm curious, so the ordinance.
But sometimes
All right.
the little things can become
Yep.
bigger things.
Yep.
We need to
Well, I'll look
focus
for you
on it
in
as
my,
a community.
No,
Come
I
visit
went
me here.
down in your,
Yep.
whoever
Yep.
she is, printed something off for me, which
All
she did tell me about your attorney, all his personal problems.
Yep.
Maybe she shouldn't have, but she did. So,
Yep. I'm looking forward to seeing him at the next meeting.
well, thanks.
Floor is open.
So we don't have, I'm sorry, but we don't have a blight committee then?
We do. I'll look it up. I'll give you the names. We appointed it at a public meeting. He stepped in
I think
to go
it's a
check the
surprise to
record.
all the council, because they're all looking up here like,
We were all here when we appointed him.
And Mark Donnelly took the head
Yeah.
of it, and
And
there was
then
no
he
other
resigned.
Yeah.
people.
And what they
Resigned.
said there is no reason to have a blight committee and to have meetings and to do anything when everything had already been done and put in the hands of the attorney, which it's been sitting in for
Actually,
about a year.
actually, what it was,
So there is no committee.
Little
the,
bit.
There is no committee.
It's
No,
been
there's
a
not.
long time.
Because they
And-
don't have anything to
The
work
only
with.
person we had resigned.
and no disrespect to Mark, he's a great person. But there's more things like our process and things that we need to look at that the committee could do, and I recommended that they move forward with some things that would be very beneficial.
It doesn't do any
And-
good if everything
and
has to go through the attorney first.
got
and we're
nothing.
Waiting.
I got no cooperation there.
Well, we're not
So-
getting any cooperation either. It's frustrating, isn't it?
It's hard to, yeah, and our attorney, who council hired, and they were both here at a council meeting. I will correct that right now. That council hired Phil in an open meeting. Both Phils were here. Phil Costello and Phil Goldsmith were both here at the same meeting. Council decided which one to move forward with. That's how that went down. So it wasn't a unilateral decision on my part. It was a vote of council.
But
Mayor, I have a letter that you wrote saying that you hired Phil Goldsmith to do a particular job prior to city council knowing what you were doing. I have that letter, and I'll gladly produce it.
I'm not gonna go into it right now.
Yes.
But council met and we changed city attorneys. And it was several weeks that I couldn't get a hold of the other one. And he gave me bad advice also. I'm not gonna badmouth anybody here. It's time to move on. That's water under the bridge. And that's how we went. So the direction we went.
But he does have a point though with, our attorney, if he's got other things on his plate, why can't somebody
Yeah.
else from the firm help us out? Because
why
we are
they're-
paying them money.
That's why they have paralegals.
Because that's another thing that happened, that his associate that he was training, a young guy, resigned and moved
So
north.
is he the only one? Is there only two
He
people in the
was,
firm?
no, there's
That's a
others,
huge
but
firm.
they are,
I'm being facetious.
But
Yeah.
Mayor, Councilman Wang has also brought up several times, why couldn't we get another attorney if they're too busy?
we could, but they're hard to find, good municipal attorneys. They're not knocking our door down, and he's been through this already. He's ready to present, putting some finishing touches. He's read it before.
But over
I think
a year,
starting all
it's-
over again.
I think it's over a year.
And I suggested to give him a due date,
Yes, you did.
and
Right.
you guys, and you said that you
And
would
it-
call him, and you never.
And I did, and I had, I called him this week, and I knew I'd take a lot of heat
Okay,
when
yeah,
he
but it was
said,
a month ago, because I missed 2 council meetings, I asked for a due date.
a month ago, that was, I called him for last one, and he said, it's not ready, but I'll have it for next meeting, and that was supposed to be tonight, and that's when
But
he
I wasn't here for
didn't
the last
cancel.
2 meetings, so it was over a month ago.
It was-
All right.
Yeah.
Mayor, as respectfully as I can, we have needs in the city and they're not being met, and that's what's being vocalized around the room. In terms of moving forward and getting a resolution to this, I think it is on the onus of council and the city to find a resolution that is.
All right, I can look for another attorney, or we can look for another attorney, if anybody wants to help. I think
I
we're
think
up to
that
our,
searching for a solution is the best bet, right? instead of waiting. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. Nicely put.
Okay.
Is it a possibility that you could reach out to Phil and voice this concern with him? And I understand he has problems going on, you know, and he's overworked with the cases that he has. However, like we've said, there are many other people that work in his firm, and this might be something that one of his paralegals could be doing, and he could quickly sign off on it if it looks okay. But this has been going for over a year. He's had it in his hands for over a year, and it is unacceptable because we all have other things going on in life.
Yeah, well, I'm in contact with him, so it's not a matter of just like not reaching out to him, because we talk at least once a week, usually more than once a week.
Okay, we
Not
just
necessarily about this, but also with our lawsuit that we're dealing with.
understood, but we want to move on, and this is
Yep.
should not be such a struggle to get something so simple done.
I want to state, I'm not advocating for a separation or any of the above. Augmenting him is a possibility as well,
Okay.
is what I'm saying.
I'll offer that. I know he does have other people in the law firm, but one of them left and they have a huge workload. All of them do.
Well,
But-
like Amanda said though too, that's what
Yep.
paralegals are for, so that way they can learn and they can write these orders up and help us out, and that can help them further themselves as well as us.
Because chances
All right.
are they're the ones writing it anyways.
I'll present that to him tomorrow. I'll close the community input session. I appreciate everybody's input. Move on to council action. Chateau Louise fence request. Do I have a motion?
I'll propose a motion to approve the Chateau Louise installing a fence along the east side of its parking lot as presented, discussed, and waive the reading.
Support.
Multiple choice? We have a
Well,
motion.
overwhelming.
Not everybody at once.
Yeah. I think we know how the vote's gonna go, but
I'm sorry, that's way too much support.
any discussion?
Such thing. Everyone should be that way.
Everybody loves the.
We'll do a roll call vote.
Kwame,
Yes.
Harry,
Yes.
Eden,
Yes.
Tulsky,
Yes.
Osluper.
Yes.
Wakeman.
Yes.
Mayor Gardner.
Yes. Thank you very much. Motion carried. Healthcare coverage for 25, 26 employees.
I got one more question.
Sure.
Why isn't the Aetna even filled out on the second page with the premium and everything that's proposed? It all has NAs there. Could we not get the information or just,
We did not get that. That was what was sent to me.
that was what was sent to you, just the bottom figure?
Yeah, so how can we compare it if we don't know?
Well, if they don't offer it on the cover that this is.
But
You
we
say
know
they
the
were-
bottom number.
Yes.
So they do offer coverage.
Well, yeah, they do, but he doesn't have it broken out like the rest of them.
That's what I'm saying, how do we
Yeah.
compare it?
But that's
Yeah, right.
what was sent.
Because I mean, just from
This is
looking,
what they sent you, so you have no way of knowing the answer to those
Correct.
questions.
No.
Exactly.
Okay.
because just from looking at this here, what we have, it would seem that Aetna actually has the lowest employee max annual cost versus some of the other ones. So
That's what I saw too.
I think Aetna's a great company.
But I think from what I got out of it, and correct me if I'm wrong, they wanted to go towards the Blue Cross Blue Shield more because of the specialty doctors that are available for specialty needs, if you will.
is that just solely because of the lower copay at the office visit, or is there? I don't know.
No,
I'm
I-
asking.
Specialty doctors are very much needed by some employees.
Okay.
And the employees did look at this and do the math and realize what it was gonna cost them.
And
So,
And all the employees looked at this, and they all came back with Blue Cross Blue Shield. just like
Which
that.
level?
Which level of what?
The
Oh, never
Blue
mind, that's, it says Blue Cross Blue Shield, preferred HMO, and then Premier PPO.
That's
Well, PPO is always gonna be the better.
Right, but I'm saying,
you're looking at the sheet that's
That's for
listed for
the
Trudy.
spouse, yeah.
Yeah, that's for the spouse.
That's only the retiree. That's a whole different.
You're on the other one.
Yeah, this way, it's very complicated.
That one's for her.
So,
that's just her.
specialty is lower, but there's also
Then why
urgent
do I
care and
have just
emergency,
her?
which are much lower as well. So that is another consideration.
And when you have children, that
This
matters.
one is,
When you have spouses and children,
Right.
that does matter quite a bit.
You're talking about the Blue Cross, right?
That's correct, yes. Between Aetna and Blue Cross, there is a major difference between emergency and urgent care.
It's difficult
Current.
to make a comparison and comply with HIPAA because you can't
Right. It's
list.
very, very important, so.
So you give
a
it
lot of
the
things can't be
employees
discussed.
and let them estimate,
That's not
How
how big
it's gonna
I was
track.
gonna say, how many people get to do
Absolutely
that?
not.
We're not
I
a-
have
we're not a big
dictated what
corporation.
Insurance I get.
we're not a big corporation and we do have the flexibility to provide, if we're gonna pay for them, we should pay something that they can use.
So the employees, you guys have basically, Charlie, you guys have basically all discussed this, and Blue Cross Blue Shield is what you guys all want. Everybody is on the same page.
Everyone is on the same page, Blue Cross Blue Shield.
And do we cover spouses,
Yes,
even
Yes.
if they have insurance available to them through their employment?
We don't have that case right now.
Oh, okay,
There's nobody that's has
okay.
other insurance. That actually saved us a lot of money because that was the case and that changed.
I would like to propose a motion to approve the healthcare coverage for employees from Blue Cross Blue Shield in the amount of $89,235.48 per year for 1 year effective, starting December 1st, 2025 to November 30th, 2026, as presented. Waive the reading.
support.
We have a motion, we have support. Did you get all that, Charlie? We'll do a roll call vote. Oh, any discussion? We'll do a roll call vote.
Skatulski,
Yes,
Osluper,
Yes.
Needing,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Wakeman,
Yes.
Plum,
Yes.
Mayor Gardner.
Yes. Thank you very much. Motion carried. Healthcare coverage for retiree spouse. Do I have a motion?
well, does she have one she wants? Because the other employees pick their insurance.
It all goes to Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Yeah,
No, it does, the spouse?
Everybody's gonna go to Blue Cross Blue Shield.
So it has to be-
Everybody's-
I don't think,
Well, it has to be the same company.
Yeah.
I don't think Paramount is in, yeah,
Well, there's two different ones though.
Yeah.
Which one are we looking at then? The 14,000 or the 15,000?
Look at 89.
Right?
It's $200 difference.
So. I'll propose a motion to approve the healthcare coverage for retiree spouse from Blue Cross Blue Shield in the amount of $15,182.88 for 1 year effective December 1st, 2025 to November 30th, 2026, as presented, waiving the reading.
Support.
we have a motion, we have support. Any discussion? Do a roll call vote?
Wakeman,
Yes.
Perry,
Yes.
Needing,
Yes.
Skatulski,
Yes.
Plum,
Yes.
Osluper,
Yes.
Mayor Gardner.
Yes. Thank you very much. Motion carried. That was a really a lot of hard discussions among the employees themselves. So I appreciate council's diligence on that also. Council input and information, start. Andy?
I do have a question, and once again, I apologize for my voice. I know we were in the process of putting up signs and the dogs being leashed signs and all that in various locations up in the city, more downtown in the city. Do we have anything in play here for Water Tower Park, because I've noticed, you know, and I'm at Water Tower Park every day, twice a day, to get my son on and off the bus. There are nearby residents who let their dogs run freely off leash. And then there are residents that come on their golf carts down to Water Tower Park and let their dogs run off leash. You know, and I realize some people, you know, would like a dog park, but we have children that get on and off the bus here. And I just recently had surgery, and I've been noticing this for a while, haven't said anything, but while my daughter was getting my son off the bus to come home, at one point they were running and his shoe came off and he was down on the ground trying to put his shoe back on, and they were approached by a strange dog. You know, we've also, you know, had animals dumped out here. The local residents, you know, do step in and take care of that. And, you know, we've had dogs that have found homes as a result of that. But I don't want to see this get out of hand, and I don't want to see a child getting on and off the bus get injured because somebody felt that, oh, it's a big area, I can just let my dog run, they're okay, they're nice. So could we maybe double down on some more signs and spread them to other parks and not just the beach area?
We can do that.
Okay.
We did up the signage. I'll work with Parks and Rec to make sure they're on board, and I think they will be. But we'll work together and look at those signs.
Okay.
I think they were effective. We had a lot more signs at the beach area. So we can move down and try to capture all the parks, because we don't want that. We don't want it.
Right. I mean, and
a
it's,
child hurt. It's
and it's state law. It's not like we're any
Yep.
more strict than what the state is, but sometimes people just need a visual reminder.
Yep, I agree.
Sometimes
Appreciate
people don't
that
care,
input.
but
That's it.
that's it.
Councilor Wakeman.
I'm good.
Councilor Perry.
I'm good.
Down Bustle. Councilor Bustle.
I'm good.
I don't have anything.
I'm all set.
Okay. Moving on to general information, trunk or treat, Wednesday, October 15th. Future meeting dates, Parks and Recreation, Tuesday, October 14th. 7 p.m. at the library. Planning, Tuesday, October 21st. That's the special hearing and meeting for the site plan approval. That's 6 o'clock here at Water Tower Park, October 21st. Flood and erosion, October 21st at 7 p.m. here at Water Tower Park. Planning, Tuesday, October 28th, 6 p.m. at Water Tower Park for a regular planning meeting. DDA, Tuesday, October 28th, 7 p.m. at Luna Pier Lighthouse. City Council meeting, October 23rd, 2025, 7 p.m. here at Water Tower Park. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Support. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.